Okay, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Chris Bradley, owner of the MRR Agency. And today we are talking about why you're stuck at 10K per month and why you can't get to 20, 30, 40K per month. I have designed a full £500,000 roadmap, scaling roadmap, that unlocks all of this for you. You can go into the description and grab it. But before we do that, don't get distracted by the juiciness. I want to talk about the 10 to 20K mark because sometimes it feels like you've got a season ticket there. 10K can be quite dangerous. I know you might be watching this at 3 or 4K and you're like, yeah, okay, Chris, give me 10K. But it's the time where if you're earning 10K per month, you can start to unlock a lot of things in your life and it can be very, very exciting. But it can also be quite daunting because you can start to get a lot of one-time expenses. Plus, you can start to be tempted to live out with your means. Okay. So for me, I've got these new shiny pens here, by the way. There are three big reasons why you're stuck or why you will get stuck uh, at 10K per month. And the first reason, going to be doing a bit of writing here, so bear with me. But the first reason, let me write this in red, is you you don't play big boy games to get big boy prizes slash scars. Let me read that out. You don't play big boy games to get big boy prizes slash scars. Big boy, big girl, whatever, right? When I speak to coaches who are at 10K per month, I can tell when they aren't playing big games because let's face it, in the journey to get to 10K per month, you've probably got a lot of scars on the way. You're very, very grateful that you're at 10K per month. It's like, wow. And by the way, you're in a small percentage of people when you get to that range. But then you stop because the journey to get to 10K per month was quite a lot and it overwhelmed you. And you've got some emotional scars, shall we say, in the pursuit to get there. But then you've stopped playing big boy games. And that's everything from like the way that you operate on a day-to-day basis, the way that you invest, the way you look at each strategy through that lens. So I'll give you another example of this. Obviously, we are very, very focused on ads inside our service. And I've got a million of these stories, but we've had business owners who have literally 3, 4, 5, 6x their return on ad spend. Whenever they put £1,000 in, they've got 3 grand, 4 grand, 5 grand back. And then they just retreat. They retreat back and they go, oh, I can't spend any more, turn these ads off. And look, I'm not talking about always permanently hustling or growing or whatever. I'm talking about the fact that you can pivot those ads and into other ways where you can continue to build your audience. But not enough business owners play enough big boy games. And that's one of the examples of that. The next example is like ads. It's like when it comes to setting, when it comes to hiring team members, they hire a part-time team member or 2 part-time team members instead of playing a big boy game with it. The setter, works part-time and they kind of are hounding, breathing down their neck instead of going all in with the setter. The same for like if you're a gym owner, for example, and you are messaging your ad leads or whatever, and then you go and hire a coach to do like, I don't know, 10 to 12 hours of coaching. It's like, how about just while you're doing that, also hire someone else who can speak to your leads? But again, you're scared. You're scared to give away your money because you don't want to get any more scars from the business. But what I will tell you is the coaches who are up at 30, 40, 50K, they continue to play big boy or big girl games. And that's one of the biggest reasons that you're stuck at 10K per month is you're not prepared to do any bigger games. So that's number one. Number two is really simple, and I was terrible at this. I'm still not great. I'm getting better, but I've done it well enough to get to where I am. You don't know your numbers. Really simple. You actually don't know your numbers. You, in some cases, are still scared to check the bank. You're scared to check expenses. You don't know your numbers from how much it costs to acquire a client. You don't know how much it costs for you to get a follower if you're running ads and things for followers. You don't know your profit margins. I could go on and on and on. Lifetime value, retention rate. And You can hustle to 10K without knowing your numbers. You can just not check and just keep working hard, working hard. But to get from 10 to 20, and let's just be clear here. Let me write this down here so we're very aligned on where the clear goal is. 10K, and you want to get yourself, I don't know, maybe you're happy at 50K. Just getting used to these pens, by the way, apologise. So you want to get to 50K. And in this pursuit of getting here, you have to take risks. You have to take gambles. And one of the biggest thing that I'm massive on Instagram, if you follow me on there, is like when you get to 10K, when you get to 10K, you start living like you're a king or a queen. And this is why you can't get to 50K because, and this is why you also can't take you can't play bigger games, is because you're spending too much of your business's money and not your own. You have to be strict. You have to understand that things can wait in order for you to keep playing bigger and bigger games. Because let's be honest, when you're at 10K, like, um, you have to pay a lot of VAT tax if you're offshore or whatever. That's cool, but you have a lot of expenses that's almost as basically VAT and tax because your living expenses are a lot higher. And yeah, the theory is that you can then go and grow as a person, whatever else, but it's still a dangerous figure to be at. Especially if you drop a couple of clients and you don't make a lot of sales, you're down at 8K. All of a sudden, that's a lot of money. Like over the spread of a year, it's 24K that you could be losing if you ended up in a drought. Touch wood that you don't. But yeah, that's the big idea here is you don't know your numbers and you have to obsess over this because if you don't know your numbers, you're always going to shoot from the hip of emotion. So you're going to wake up one day, you're not getting enough sales, your ads are expensive, you've just been billed by Meta again, your appointment setter's underperforming, isn't well, you're waiting for videos to be get back from your video editor, they're taking ages, so you can't post content. It's like, oh, like this is all too much stress for me. And the first question you ask yourself is, well, what does the data tell you? Like, what is it telling you to do? Look at it. And you can't if you don't know your numbers. So again, this is coming from a place of honestly, I have a lot more work to do this. I'm at a business level right now I should not be at with my level of commitment to my numbers. So I've got away with it and it can't continue. Otherwise, my version of this, I'll never get to it. Okay. The next one is it's not morbid, but is you like, so this is the thing with these pens. That makes it really big, like a big highlight. This is thin. You think you have more time. You think you've got more time. Now, if you're an online fitness coach or whatever, you're probably in the peak of your powers. You're between the age of 22 to 32, 35, 40, whatever. You're in the peak. This is your time. You're probably in the best shape you've ever been, or you're going to be getting in the best shape. You're probably faster, stronger, fitter than you've ever been. You're probably wiser. You've probably got a better group of people around you. There's no toxic people around you. Maybe you've still got all that. Like, but what you have to think about is like you can't keep pushing things off when things calm down. Um, like there's never been a better time to grow. And when I always think about this, when I think of the rise of skinny jabs and AI and stuff like that, like I remember when I was a PT, I used to get a little bit stressed because when I got inquiries through, because I was like fully booked, and my little inexperienced business brain didn't know how to deal with inquiries when I was busy. I thought I had to take everybody, and it really actually stressed me out. And it's like, oh, boo-hoo. But it did. And it's like my mind never knew how to think about it. And see, now I'd love to go back to those days. Not because I'd sign everybody up and take more money, but I would understand how to do what to do with it. I would use processes and systems in place to make sure these people were handled and, like, think about it, right? I've got 15 inquiries in a week sitting in my inbox, but 13 clients are underpaying and have been for years. Do you know what I mean? These types of things. So I want you to just take this statement and apply it to your unique situation. Is like you don't have as much time as you think. Now I'm not going to go into you could die tomorrow and all that sort of stuff. Like, but the reality is like we don't have that much time. I remember still doing classes in Pure Gym and now I'm sitting here with like pens that I did not need to buy because they're too thick for what I was trying to do. I know I'm drawing stuff and trying to attract my ideal client here, and I love it and whatever else. But you just got to hope that life treats you well, and we end up in a good scenario, health and wealth and all that good stuff. But the reality is, you don't have as much time as you think. I got this tattoo here. This is it because over the years, the scars, you start to realize that nothing in business and life is guaranteed. So You're at 10K. Think about this statement. Go out and play some more big boy games. Don't be an idiot, obviously, but take more risk, take more gambling. And I know you might be working abroad or whatever, and you're doing well for your age and stuff, but that's been a year now. That's been 2 years now. Where's the next gamble? Where's the next big risk? When are you putting your chips in? Okay. And then you don't know your numbers. You need to become obsessed with this so that you stop acting on emotion. There's a big rise these days in mental health coaching and mental performance and stuff. And absolutely, they've got their place. I think a lot of people would, instead of just going straight to that, maybe just know your numbers first. It'd be a very good thing for you to get help with your mentality and your outlook on life and your mindset. But it would also be good to just, if you did that, also know your numbers and then just know which one's which, like which one is telling you, because then you're a complete business owner. You're able to, think objectively about your business and your tasks. So that's it. Hopefully, this has been useful thinking about the three biggest reasons why you're stuck at 10 or 20 and you can't get to 50K. It's probably one of these, and you have to look under the hood to your unique situation. See you in the next video.